Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
Roxanne.
morning.
How are you today?
I'm so super.
Great.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you, everyone, for being here today, and thank you for following us every Tuesday at 10 a.m. PST and 1 p.m. EST. We're doing that every Tuesday, and I also wanted to thank you, Roxanne, because you've been at the show for like 2-3 times already.
That's right.
And what I love about Roxanne is work for Ticor title, and she's always here to bring value to the agent, and that's what I like about that. She volunteered. She comes here once a month and try to find a way to bring value to you and educate you about real estate. So I just want to say thank you, Roxanne, for what you do.
My honor, honestly, really.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Today you are going to talk about open house in a box.
Mm-hmm.
Just the name is really catchy. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Absolutely. So I've been in title for about 20 years. And I remember when I was, I'd say still a rookie at around 5 years, I said, I really am not enjoying watching some of the open houses that I've been going to. And one of the things that people had the biggest challenge with as real estate agents was to drive not only people to the open house, but also to find a way that when they walked in the home, and this is the key, they were already laughing. They were already having a good time, and they haven't even met the real estate agent that was inside the home. So that compelled me and inspired me to sit down and write a curriculum that would address just those two experiences, and then have those folks, while they're walking around in the home, really enjoy themselves and participate freely and openly with a real estate agent while they were in that open house. So that's the core of how that happened.
So it's a whole experience of going to an open house. And why do you think agents do open house? What is the fundamental of having an open house?
Well, most agents will tell you that they have an open house because the seller wants it and wants you to participate in that because that's your job. They feel that that's what it is. And they also feel that it helps to appease any need that the seller has about you working and seeing it out loud, like a visual that's going on. Because in fact, most sellers don't understand the complexities of what is going on with a real estate agent when they list a home. There's what is called assumptions. They make enormous assumptions about what is happening when a house is listed. And instead, we go the extra mile to visually give them an education without giving them a need to be super organized on understanding what a real estate agent does. Yeah.
And how do you create your voice for people who are just driving by? You need to make sure you brand yourself and how do you get that to as an agent?
That is called preparation. And here's the thing, preparation equals pretty much what other people's income is. So for whatever preparation I have in my professional business, it pretty much correlates evenly with the income that I make. So if I have very little preparation, you can almost guarantee, except by luck and maybe interest rates or something happening across the nation, you will then find that that is actually what your income level is as well. So let me explain a little bit about why an open house is so valuable and so important. I know people who make a full-time living just on open houses. An open house is an audition for a job. So we have to look at it a little bit differently than just a real estate agent that drags a bunch of signs out and the ladies are in their heels and they're punching that thing. I mean, I've seen it. I've watched it.
Oh, yeah.
It hurts. Exactly. And what we want to do is to take the open house experience and not only audition for the job out loud to strangers who are just driving by, but more importantly, to have a visual voice outside of the home, one that no one else can see because your signs. Have you ever been at a crossroad of a big development? All of a sudden you see 30 different open houses and they're going,
which way do I go?
You know what? We are so desensitized, we don't even see them as consumers.
No.
Now that's the big thing. That's the psychological thing. So the open house is built on really principles to get people to see not only you and that audition, but also to see your sign above all others.
So what do? You put it higher?
No. Color. Color is the most important thing. Now, most people have been, and I think we can probably speak honestly because this is really for the value of the agents. Most real estate agents will put their signs up, and because they mesh with the topography, you cannot see them. I've driven by looking for signs for open houses, but the signs that we have is a unique color. It is a yellow color, and that is called a pattern interrupt color. So let me explain. A pattern interrupt color is that color that we have been trained since small little guys to actually caution school buses, crime scene tape, where you've got that yellow with the black letters. When you're coming to a stop sign, your natural muscle in your brain is already starting to go, I'm slowing down, I'm cautioning, I'm taking a look. Because it's already in your mind, that really would be the best color for you to use. So it is, and it will be seen above all other colors.
What about the shape?
The shape is just plain square. Doesn't have to have a heart, a circle. In the 15 years that I've been training on open house in a bag, it has not, and we used to call it in a box, but now they come in a bag. In a bag. With shoulder bag, and you can carry it. Easier to carry. Put all the equipment in there. And here's something that I watched when I did the what we call the process before we rolled it out to our real estate agents. I had done one in my own home, and it was in 2008, and you know that the market was just devastated. People were losing left and right across the nation, and actually worldwide. We were affected worldwide by the crash in 2008. And I put the open house signs out, decided that I was going to sell my home. Real estate agent that we hired says, well, you can go ahead and do the open house because you know how to do it. You train on it. I put the signs out. We had 158 people in my home. We were so overwhelmed. The house did sell that weekend to an all cash buyer, but we were so overwhelmed with the amount of people coming in that the experience flustered my husband. And I says, it wouldn't have mattered. These people were going to get bread. They were going to take the kids to gym. They were going to a ball game. They were going out for lunch. It was not going to matter. They were going to stop because the signs are very cleverly placed and worded. Only one says open house, and that's the one that sits actually right on your property. The others are very funny ones. They'll say, gotta see it to believe it, ... Then you place the next sign because you can visually see it all the way 2 or 3 blocks. It is a game, and it's reading, and I can't wait to read the next one. And read my lips, pay less taxes. I mean, the wording is, it's pretty funny. So when they come in, there's a different shift in energy. Most consumers, because we've tested this, would come in and they would say, a lot of them are our neighbors. They want to see, how the Kelemens live. How did Roxy and Tom live in that house? Such a beautiful house. How did they live? Well, they all came. Well, that real estate agent ended up getting 3 more listings out of that community in 2008, not short sales, listings. And the reason why is because when they came in, they were already, that energy was like, you have demystified the fact that these people were going to take your name, number, and then bug you to death, which is the reason why they put fake information on some of these evaluations, which, by the way, that is another thing. What you see outside does not correlate with what you see inside. Very, very important. So let me explain. The fact that the signs are outside bringing you in, when you walk inside the home, there are all kinds of different signs. They're about 5 by 7, same color, same black border, same black words, and it is mending the 2 experiences together, and they're pretty funny. So when you have 158 people in your home for 2 hours and they're mulling around, you can't communicate with them effectively, right? As a real estate agent, you can't say, hey, are you looking to buy or sell? It's hard to do that. So instead, they all walk around with a clipboard. They walk in, you hand them a clipboard, and there's an evaluation form that all they do is check, 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 check. And as you're getting all the information from them, they're handing it back. There is a place for them to actually leave their information, but it's cleverly worded, so it doesn't say, can you just leave your name and number? It is done in a way where they're going to say to themselves.
You're being original and changing the
words. Very original.
We're
taking old words and shifting them into a new way. and delivering really a better experience for the client that's coming in. They want you to know that they are interested, but they don't know if they want to sell.
Less care of you just being a pure salesperson, and you can kind of take that away by building a relationship, make it more funny, make it more enjoyable.
Exactly.
I like that.
And when you put it all together, I got to tell you, the feedback from the clients, they are more engaged with you, because as they're walking around, they come back with their clipboard. As a matter of fact, we had people going, I have no clipboard, there's clipboard. So we had clipboard. I know, so we had to go into the kitchen and get plates and put the evaluation forms on the plates and hand the plates out so they can continue writing and no one felt left out. So it was pretty, actually, it's probably one of the few things that you can do that is going to be done exactly the same way for every single listing that you decide to take. And can I add one more thing?
You can add anything you want, Roxanne.
When you are prepared and you walk in and you share with your listing client that you have a phenomenal way to attract people and inspire them to come into that home, you want them to understand also that they're going to be able to pick their own dates. So when you walk in, you would walk in with your day timer, ready to go, already pre-done. Because can I tell you what I've learned in the 20 years that I've been in title? The thing that I've learned is that there is very little life in a real estate agent who works 365 days a year, 7 days a week. And family tends to sometimes suffer. So when you go in, the first thing you want to do is give the client control. So you open up your day timer and you have already marked in yellow the 3 dates that they get to choose, or all 3 dates on your time frame.
I like that, because it is very important to balance your personal life and your professional life. So this is the date, which one you want. And they feel good about it because they're picking up the date. I like that.
Yes. And it is a psychological conversation that you're having with them. But can I tell you that they really want you to be in control? They just don't want you to control them. They want to be in control, but they don't want to feel like they are controlled. Yet you are now in the better balance of being with your family and continuing to drive that experience. Because before you and I started speaking on camera, the one thing that I shared with you, it's the one thing that we rarely speak about, and that's love.
It is.
Love. Passion trumps experience. Let's just put it out.
It is.
Passion. You can get a young whippersnapper. I think many of you, and these open houses will explain to those who don't know what to do with an open house. The young whippersnappers that come and just run circles about a 20 and 30-year seasoned real estate agent, they don't understand why. Oh my gosh, they don't even understand contracts all the way. The reason why is because passion trumps experience.
Number one.
Number one.
So what do you have in your little box or bag now?
Well,
what are the props that the agent should have, or what it's in your bag?
And they can make it themselves as well. Once they've decided that they want to go ahead and move forward, they can make this themselves if they want. It's just a matter of making a decision. And actually remember, preparation equals your income. If you're not prepared and you wake up with your hair on fire and you decide there's nothing to do on Saturday, let me run over and take do an open house real quick. You really want to be prepared. This is the reason why it's all in the back. There'll be 10 signs in there, 10 of the stakes, which is the hooks for you to put the signs up with. There'll be 10 inside signs and 5 inside signs that have just different things. Here's a good example. When you're in a house and it has an island, what you want to sell is the feeling, not the feature. Very distinct thing. You don't want to put a sign that says on an island and say beautiful island. You want to say, look, no more lines at the buffet table.
Imagine yourself.
And your brain cannot not have 2 opposing thoughts at the same time. So it's going to go, oh yeah. Or if you've got 3 or 4 bedrooms in the home, you can put in one of the bathrooms, no more lines early in the morning.
Be creative.
Completely. Sell the feeling,
not the feeling, not the feature. I like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really important. So have those signs. It'll also have 3 clipboards with 40 evaluation forms, which are done so that no one feels like they're doing anything but checking. And you are now gathering all the information. Can you imagine calling you back and I say, hey, Jessica, thanks for touring my home over here on Main Street in Vista. I wanted to let you know that this was an extremely wonderful experience, not only for us, but also the seller. As we were evaluating all the evaluation forms, I wanted you to know that I came across yours and I wanted to personally thank you for participating in our home tour today. And I noticed that the backyard was too small. Did you know that I had the same model somewhere down the line with a larger backyard? Are you possibly interested in taking a look at that one as well?
Like that.
Yeah. So now you have the information. When you only sign in, it's blind.
You don't know what the clients are looking for.
And there's no reason
You're gathering information to bring them value after.
Yeah. And can I tell you something? Most people cannot stand being salespeople. Real estate agents come into the business for two reasons. One is money. Not a problem.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's all good.
That's why, yeah.
There's a lot of honor in that. And the other one is freedom.
Yes.
Honor and freedom. That's the main reason why people will come into real estate, unless you have an absolute deep relationship with the business of selling homes. If not, those are the reasons. And I got to tell you, this is one way of systemizing that experience. If you don't find that you have an alter ego that wants to create that infamous party feeling when they walk in without a party being present, then you would want to rely on a system like what we have here at Allison James. Everything that you've developed is based on a tried and true system. Look, I can go to Starbucks here in Carlsbad and order my one pump mocha, no whip, no foam, and easily stirred, and then head back home to New Jersey, order the same exact experience, and know I'm going to get the same thing. That's all we're doing. The worst thing you want to do is have a great open house for one client, and she runs and refers you and says, oh my gosh, you really have to use Jessica. She's the diggity bomb. I love her. My gosh, she did a beautiful open house. And then you roll up with your rollers on the next time she gets the listing, you get the listing, and you did not do the same experience. That's inconsistency, and it stops your referability almost dead.
That's so important. Yeah. You have to be prepared and consistent. Of course.
So she spoke out loud about you and that referral. You want to give that same experience, and the way to make sure that happens is by having a system. And have and can I tell you, it doesn't even have to be your business. It doesn't have to be the like they're asking us at Ticor Title to write down all of our goals and things like that. I do it all by systems. This is the new system. It's called the model. That's your model. This is my model. My model is to train and educate and inspire people to be the very best that they possibly can while they're in my presence. That's my model.
That's your model.
The rest is all natural.
All natural.
Yeah, all natural. Yeah.
Now, the market is hot right now, and I can see when the market is hot, a lot of agents decide maybe not to do open house. What do you think about that?
I think that is a huge error. I am going to tell you why. Remember what I said in the beginning of this conversation. An open house is an audition for a job. If you don't like the activity of preparing a house for showcasing and engaging with people who don't know, care, or trust you, some people think, I'll just stay behind the computer and knock it out with email blasts and maybe some video, which most don't, but maybe some video. That is all great. I mean, I made $177,000 on Facebook last year. And a lot of it is because people think they know me and they don't know me. I mean, I think I know the Kardashians. I think I know, I think I know a lot of people based on what I'm watching TV
out there.
Right. But I don't. And so when we make these connections with people on social platforms or any other platform that we have, email blasts or any of those things, nothing is as special and powerful as being in front of another human being and having that eye contact and that connection. It just isn't.
No.
It just isn't. So not having the open house because the market is hot would probably be an error if that's part of your model. If it's not your model and you don't want to do that, there's not enough money or tea in China for me to convince you to go ahead and do these open houses. You have to have your own personal belief system on what your model looks like. You want to, like I said, people have built an empire just on this one activity and never done anything. Other people have built a small empire just on video. Others, cold calling. You know, rejection, breakfast of champions for them. Love it. Can't wait to be rejected. They pick up that phone. We got to find in each one of your agents, what is it that motivates them to be the very best they can in front of a client? And sometimes they don't even know that answer. So you got to kind of dig.
And I think what happened is a lot of agents, when they start being busier, like top producer, they're like, oh, I don't have to do it anymore. And this is not true. It's something you do it for your client. And I think when you do it yourself and you do the open house yourself, they can see that. Doesn't matter how big or how small you are, that's something you should always be doing.
And you know what? When you train on doing an open house properly, and you know that you're going to go into that listing appointment, I always ask the agents to go down to your local Walmart if you want, and for $1.29 each, buy 3 clean boxes, and they'll probably be about this big and this big. They're they're not put together. You have them under your arm, and as you walk in the home, the client is going to see a couple of different things that are unique. One is probably the goggle, and the other one is going to be these 3 boxes that are empty. And you're going to say to your client, say, look, as I begin this tour, I'm going to take each one of these boxes and I'm going to be writing on them. And as I write on each one of these boxes, you're going to put your most treasured mementos and all of your beautiful memories safely into each one of these boxes. I will tell you which one they are. That way we can prepare the buyer to imagine themselves here. You don't insult them that they have too much clutter. And then the client feels, again, you're in control, but giving them the control.
Always have a map for your client.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roxanne.
You're
Let's see if we
welcome.
have any question. I don't think I see any question right now. I see some of our audience. Thank you for participating. I forgot. You
What?
brought this little
Handy,
glasses.
handy. Yeah, I know, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
check this out.
I know.
I saw them in some of the store. Can you tell us about it?
I'll tell you a little bit about it. Take a couple of minutes. And, we have been trying to look for a way to find the best talent as well in the country to share with our agents. This is a virtual reality house hunting at Savvy Homes portal, which is I'm associated with the owners. They developed this. These are local real estate agents that found that they've been doing business with a lot of people from around the world and also military. And because we're in a military town here in San Diego, this is probably quite appropriate as well. So one of the things that we do here is that if the buyer comes in and says to you as a real estate agent, Jessica, I am now pre-qualified. I'm ready to buy a home. Here are the criteria that I'm looking for, and this is the school area that I want. I want you to find my house. You say, great. You go naturally to the MLS and you look for your pieces and for your properties. You punch them all in. You send them to your client naturally. Isn't that how it usually works? They're probably done in video. And you send them all of the videos. You tell them to find the best ones for you to preview. So she says, oh my gosh, I love these 4. You then take your 360 camera, you stand in front, right in the middle of the room, and it takes a 360 and you talk about it, and you move into the next room and you do that. It takes all of probably 10 minutes. You don't have to make any appointments, not only with your buyers, but you also don't have to make it with the sellers, because you can go in and with their permission, showcase the house, and then you send it to your buyers. And your buyers will put their little handy dandy cell phone, they go through the portal, they put this on, and they look around and they go, oh my gosh, it's not Matterport, by the way. This is virtual reality, like the game that your teenage kids
it's like your own Matterport, kind of. You're doing it yourself. With your phone and
yeah. And Matterport is done with special lighting.
Yes.
And have you ever driven with your client and they chose this house and you made all the arrangements, got the sellers out, they got their dogs out, their animals, they did the same thing on their side with the buyers, and they're driving down the street and they say, stop. I don't like this.
Yes, it happened to all of us.
Right. So
this
is one way of eliminating this. 85% of the time is eliminated with this, and they are in the home with you. As a matter of fact, if they turn around, they can see you, the real estate agent, right in there.
Here we go. And it's perfect for your clients that are out of state on vacation. You can just visit the house with them without them being there.
And if they want more information, then of course they can contact me, and I'd be happy to deliver the why.
Always. It's always about the why.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Roxanne. Any last word to our audience before we go?
I just want to say that on behalf of Ticor Title, here in San Diego, we've had a challenging time with the fires that we've had, and I cannot tell you how amazing it is to see the real estate community come together to take care of each other. It has been an honor and a privilege to be in service. in this community. And I know across the nation, all of the Allison James community is just as beautiful and as lovely as you have to be. So to be here. So thanks for everything, really.
Thank you, Roxanne, and thank you for sharing all this information with our agents, with all agents, because we're opening to all agents nationwide. And thank you for Ticor to sponsoring that event too. And we will see you next month.
Yeah.
Couple information here. Next week we will have Eric Hammond will talk about Facebook, how to spend money on Facebook, how to get the most bang for your buck. So remember, next Tuesday, 10 a.m. PST, 1 p.m. PST. And if you want to contact Roxanne, you can see her information are on the post, so you can reach out to her. And Roxanne, I will see you next month. Thank you very much, Roxanne.
My pleasure.
You have a great day.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Bye, everyone.